All right, we will call the Personnel Budget and Finance Committee meeting to order at 5:39 PM. All are present and accounted for. We had a chance to look over the minutes from May 11th. Is that May 11th? That's what it says, May 11th. That can't be right.
On June 8th.
All right.
Okay, let's try that again.
It was between the audit ending, month end, holiday. I had like this much time to get it already.
We'll try again. Has everybody had a chance to look over the minutes from June 8th, 2026?
No one called me out on that either.
I didn't.
Before now. I had others peek at it, but so sorry.
That's okay. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes?
Nope, I'll move to accept the minutes for June 8th as written.
All right, we have a motion. I'll second that. All in favor? Aye, and opposed? None. All right. Auditors update.
In figures on here before. Yeah, I do. Okay. Overall for the month, we received $1,409,130.52. Expenses for June, $2,711,182.80. For the year, we have received $12,747,498.13. Expenses, $14,799,952.45.
Do we know how much of that is for the PD?
Knew you were gonna ask. For the month, we spent $1.4 million in June. And annual expenses were $4.5 million.
4.5?
Yes.
That's in those overall expenses.
Yep.
All right. Do we have any questions for the auditor? Hearing none, we'll move on to department heads. Well, let's see. We have a department head here. Hello, Chief. How are you?
Doing well, how are you? Do we want to talk about the closing the PO right now?
It's on the agenda later.
Okay. We're gonna do it now.
It's up to you guys. I'm okay.
So essentially, we overestimated on our tablets how much they were gonna cost, so we saved $2,622. The way that Kenna says, because it was the way it was written, in the legislation, it is a separate project. So I'd like to close that purchase order and move that money to the portable radios. That way we can get the total of 4, because basically what we underestimated on the Marks radios. And so essentially the 30,000 would be 3.8 radios. So adding the $2,622 to that would make us whole to get 4 new radios.
0.8 of a radio is tough to use.
What's that?
0.8 of a radio is tough to use.
It is very tough.
All right, well, we have that explanation. Was there anything else for the fire department now?
Nope.
So I didn't have an answer from Amy, but I'll ask you this. I almost called you to ask this question. With our overall numbers for at least the general fund being down, fire department's up still 0.61% for the year in income tax. Do we know, are we collecting anything from all of the construction companies that are doing business? I mean, I don't know if we're collecting yet or not,
I
or,
can tell you.
yeah, so I don't.
So I had a specific conversation with her more about when we were doing the sanitation, like Rumpke coming in, but talked to him about Elfer and that too.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it's difficult for them to determine who's paying and exactly what they're paying because of the way it's reported. We could tell Elford was, and we see how much total they're paying, including their subcontractors. There was, I want to say a considerable amount considering it's based on their wages, so there was quite a bit there. I don't know about, the contractors out here. I didn't ask her specifically about those. Like you're talking about the building contractors, right?
Sure. I mean, we've got DR Horton and all of the subs that are out there. We've got High Street and this, obviously. I mean, there's,
Landing.
yeah, I'm still out at London Landing. And you would think that we would know what they're doing out there because that's been on the books for a couple years. Yeah.
I'll follow up because that is a good question. We were talking about other income based on the development, like the residential income, but I didn't think about there. Yeah. There's a formula they use. I know they have to be here a certain period of time, number of days. I want to say 12 days before they have to pay. But
Yeah. That I couldn't remember whether it was 7 or 10 or what that number was.
I might be wrong, but somebody 12 sticks by.
Nothing else for Todd. Cal, do you have anything for right now?
Not.
Anna, do you have anything else other than that report?
I think so. All the
Right.
stuff's
And
coming.
then Steve?
So police building, talking about Elford, we're on target for our temporary and our final occupancy. So still looking for the ribbon cutting, I guess, or the 30th. And everything, if you pull in, you notice the fence is down. We can actually see the building.
Yep.
What was a 10.5-foot wall of dirt has been somewhat leveled off. And they're still in the process of grading and the parking lots parts done. Inside starting to look good. We had a meeting, our weekly meeting today, walk through. Things are starting to look good. I believe our final owner punch list will do our walkthrough next week. I think it's next Monday. Might be wrong. That might be the following Monday, but that way we'll start really hammering out the little details. But I'll be a smart aleck and say it's actually starting to look like a building. But things are getting done and cleaned up, and inside it's really starting to take. You can tell. I mean, it's starting to take personality. You can see what it's supposed to look like. So we are still on target. Have a few issues dealing with just final little items or whatever, but everything seems to be working all right. So far, I think our money's still good. Still hoping that maybe we'll have a little bit left that can go towards reimbursing some of our costs we're going to put out there. So, so before I jump to the next, if I have any questions on police building.
I do.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the original plans were. Someone asked me. So originally, was the back part supposed to be metal like it is, or was it supposed to be brick?
Since I've been here, it's always supposed to be metal. Yeah, I don't know if that probably was originally all brick and got cut to metal. Cost differences.
Well, I would think it'd be a substantial cost savings if you go to the metal that there is now. If it was all brick before, and it makes sense if you're running short. It looks nice.
Yeah,
Looks nice.
exactly. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just couldn't remember. So
Yeah.
All right.
Sanitation. So we have signed a contract. Sanitation. Rumpke will start August 1st. We've been working back and forth with them. They've been in town about every day, auditing accounts, trying to find the biggest is the commercial accounts and getting some of that kind of stuff done. The flyer, I expected, actually, I've been sitting here looking for it. I expected to see the flyer come. So there's a mailer, I'm sorry, not a flyer, mailer they'll be putting out. We've had a couple drafts. We sent it back for hopefully final changes that will go out soon. They'll be mailed to everybody. Hopefully we'll get it approved by tomorrow so they get it to the printer and get it out. That'll be sent out. The idea that all the changes and not be, all the not changes be, sent to each resident so they understand, what the changes will look like. So I think we talked about it a couple. So one of the biggest changes will be it's a 90-day billing you pay up front, where before it was always month to month. With that, if it's not with somebody's budget, they can talk to them. They'll put them on the month to month budget.
So they pay it upfront?
Yeah, 90 days at a time, you pay it in advance. If somebody's on a tight budget, they'll work that out with a call, though, that they'll set it up for the month to month. All the current, The cans that we have, like that are there, those will be accepted, continue to be accepted. When those are gone, then they go to the Rumpke cans. Additional cans can be rented. I think one of the issues in the flyer did not state about the curbside pickup. They missed that in our conversation. Or they had it, but it got missed in the translation. So that's one of them's going to get put in. So that will remain the same, that people with seniors and ADA, I think it's how it's worded, that will have the free pickup. And I think they're still going to do the other on a cost basis. So if you wanted yours to be picked up, if you had a long lane, let's say half mile back the road, it's going to cost more. She's not paying attention. She's just typing. No, but they'll still honor that. That was one of the big pushes. Greg, I think you even asked at one of the meetings if that was still going to be honored. But we are in negotiations with AFSCME. Can't say much more than that, other than hopefully this week we'll resolve those issues on the 3 remaining employees. So they have been given their notice of job dissolution, basically. Their last guaranteed day of work officially is August 1st or 31st of July, I guess. We're going to have some other details to work beyond there if they want. They did, Rumpke had asked, and we provided an opportunity. They actually came out with their HR, met with them one day at the office on sit time, but met with them in the morning at 7:30, whatever their start time is, about potential employment. They brought their people in, they met there before work one day, so that opportunity was given. I don't know if any of them's taking advantage or plan to take advantage of it. And I think that's it.
The other thing that I brought up at council the other night was now we're still going to be paying Mid-Ohio, I believe, to process our storm sewer fund. And that's the only thing that's going to be.
I meet with them tomorrow. Tomorrow morning to talk about that. We've had some off the cuff discussions. I think our plan is to ask them to continue at a reduced rate billing until December 31st. And then we're looking, the law director is looking into an opportunity of how do we put that on tax assessment in the future. So we'll see a little bit of I won't say a loss, but obviously there'll be a delay in getting those funds that way versus the other. I don't think they're interested, and honestly, like the cost and the hassle, I think going with the tax assessment is much better than doing continued billing through Mid-Ohio.
Did they invoice us for that service?
It's that Mid-Ohio?
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, but they're just not current.
Correct.
Yeah, they were way late last year, yeah. But one thing that will change big is when they're no longer billing is they don't need that part-time person to separate the daily tickets and things like that. That person, we pay for that, a percentage of their billing program, all that. So I think our goal, I'll be very limited when I'm saying till we have that meeting with them, but I think our goal is to renegotiate a cost for the actual billing between now and 6.
What were we at? Like 75? It started out like 55. That ring a bell?
For the contract with Mid-Ohio?
For the billing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it included the part-time person plus software expenses and
Mailing.
Mhm.
I think mailing's been the variable.
I think we started out at 55, but it may be up to 75. I don't recall. I was just curious. Well, obviously, I mean, that's a cost savings for us if we can get to do it. Now, does the county have, I'm just out of curiosity, we're now putting something else on the county. Do they have the right to charge us like Mid-Ohio would?
That I have not looked into, so I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm just curious, I mean, almost as a, good faith, hey, you're doing something for us but I don't know that they even can.
Yeah, I don't know if it can.
Statutorily, they may not be allowed to. I'm just curious about that.
I'll write it down.
All right. Anything else, Steve?
Well, the only other thing is you brought up billing, that reminded me. So there is a list. I don't know exactly how much money because it's not clear. People that are in arrearage from Mid-Ohio also, like they have not been paying their bills. So Mid-Ohio, I believe, told us recently they're going to start cutting people off again where they had not for a long time. They have provided us those with those names, and I'll be working with Kel to see how we can recover those fees also. So this would be people in arrears for trash and or for the
Storm
sanitary.
sewer.
So we'll continue to look at that because I don't know exactly what it is, but how much, but I think you're in the tens of thousands, so it's definitely worth going. See what we have to do to try to recover those funds too.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay, so the next item that's been on our list is the under old business, the elected officials and the salaries. I do have information. We did hand things out a couple meetings ago. I finally got the rest of what was going to be turned in the other day. I haven't shared that with these guys. I'd prefer to go to executive session just so I can show them this information up front, before we just jump into it sight unseen. So I'll accept a motion to go into executive session.
I'll move to go into executive session.
All right.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And opposed? Okay. And you guys stay here because I can't restart this. I don't know how to restart.
Okay.
So we'll either go to the council room or here. What do you want to do?
I was about to say, I'm not on the committee, but do I still join you?
Nope,
All right, have fun.
you're not invited.
Welcome to the club. No,
I know. I'm not upset. Oh, get white paint for painting a bathroom after this. Think about that instead.
Immersion project, like,
And for the healthcare month-to-date receipts, is that from employee input or is that from city input? Where's that?
both.
Okay, it's just both of them go into there and then that comes in as part of our income. Okay.
That's the premiums. So it's 85% city, 15 employees,
And the stormwater is kind of what's coming from Mid-Ohio.
billings. Yeah.
You sent it?
I sent it to
Oh, you sent it.
Michael and the kids. I was like, I've missed out.
It's not too late.
It looks just like Dax.
That's fine.
I also saw this one that I can get for any time it's not 4th of July related.
That's the one I have right there.
We need one.
Todd, did they have any, water emergency Sioux, Ohio, response plan?
What's that?
Kelly Valley, did you hear about that? 20 inches of rain.
Really?
It's 16.9 in like 3 to 4 hours, before 5 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's at 20. They said it just sit there. Somebody said it was a rain bomb. I've never heard of that. That might.
I've never heard of it either. I heard them say it was a stationary storm.
Yeah.
It just stayed and
I've
built
heard
right over top
stationary
of.
front. And when
and I
you
was
look
like-
at Kelly's Island to Put in Bay,
It's like,
14-inch different.
yeah,
In that. career.
insane.
Wow. They still got 6 inches there, which is a lot.
The answer to Greg's question on if they can
Can
charge. Yes.
Is it poundage
It's,
or is it a flat fee?
it is a percent that they get to deem necessary to cover the expense of them.
It's usually like 3%, like if you like process a garnishment or whatever, like we have the ability to charge for documents.
And the ORC specifically has a section for it. Adding collection costs to assessment. What a title. I just got a notification for extra one. But it freaked me out for a second. My dad there.
You were in that breakdown, were you?
Did you see that?
I was
OML
concerned because my
thing?
ring camera and my.
Did I see
doorbell
what?
The OML thing about tomorrow about using AI within municipalities more. They have a little, just kind of free presentation there. Oh no, I might actually look at that one, kind of see. I don't know. I'm hesitant to say it since we're being recorded, but I don't trust technology very much. But yes,
Yeah, the AL and local legislative capacity webinar.
so it might be interesting. I mean,
It's wild to think what the world's gonna come to. Like, I recently heard too, like computers, they're going to make them where you don't have to look for anything. It's all like voice command to like find, and I'm like, crazy.
the fact they pretty much had to stop researching AI stuff because of the advancements it was making. Kind of like, look creepy. We don't need you humans.
I know, Where are we gonna be in 10 more years? It's so scary thought.
But yeah. But Mid-Ohio's here tomorrow also, aren't they at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I think there's 11 o'clock finance. Is our meeting moved, right? I think we'll move to next week. I think finance here at 11 and then maybe.
Should I go to their finance one if I want to talk about finance items for them?
Why not?
Okay.
Should be a public meeting.
I'm still,
I think that's in here. Actually, it may be.
it'll be in the back there.
Did pray in the back. Yeah. We normally meet here for a prayer.
But that one's at 11 also, okay. AI or Mid-Ohio. I'm still iffy on the whole, not getting that sewer line started. Like even that one, when we started this year, it was, oh, we'll have shovels in the ground by spring. But now it doesn't sound like that sewer line is going right now. Be part of the other 80 million in projects. So I'd like to know more on that one. Unfortunately, stormwater infiltration, we have to wait till it rains again. Get our coats out. Parks and playgrounds starting to see some development money. Looks
I think
like,
there's like 180 in there.
yeah, it looked like they went up a bit this year. I don't know what the encumbrance for 170 was last year, but
Rankings at.
North High Street, Glenville, south of Henderson, north of East North probably.
Dave Katona, retired.
Oh, did he?
What's your name?
These two broke on vacation. And then I couldn't type with these two not
Oh,
the
it's like
same
you're
length,
off.
so. I had-
Bend your finger.
It was a little uneven. and
Don't I get
it-
that fixed? Oh, you got
Yeah, they're all off.
You miss that one letter every single time, just.
The amount of typos I was having, like, it was bad, so
Yeah.
I had to get rid of them and I'm trying to decide what I'm doing next, so. Nails are one expense that have just gotten so ridiculous. And I love having my nails
I
done.
can't relate.
But especially like if they're gonna break, it's just.
Yeah, Reagan, she's like, that's two things I always do, my nails and my lashes. You're on your own, girl.
I give them my chocolate milk every morning, so they just do their own thing. They say it's not about if, it's when I get double knee replacement someday. So they try to keep what I got for now. Come on, knees, keep rocking it. Then I'll have bionic.
AI.
Yep. Legs, where are you saying we should go right now, huh? You need to go to the store, Tom. Do most of the other receipts just come from the tax items, or are those stuff that we put in there, some kind of council
What are you
items?
talking about?
Like the, let's see here, capital improvements one, the 45,000?
That's tax income.
Okay, so yeah, those ones just kind of pop in from. And yeah, because I figured fire pension, that type of stuff is what's collected from the tax items there. Or paid into actually from theirs,
They
isn't it?
get money from settlements and they don't get tax money. Police has money going to from general in the beginning of the year, and he transfers quarterly. We do. It's
Oh, Web.
at your pension.
Tommy just breaking down. That's why they shouldn't leave me alone in a room. We'll be done. That's what I was looking at. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to give you the puppy treats next year if I can find some.
That was funny.
Offered to Officer Como, like, you want some candy? He's like, oh no, he shouldn't have any problem. I'm like, not the dog. I'll give you apple candy. I was like, I'm not tossing it at him. I'm I just froze it. How should I do that?
I don't stick my arm in the cruiser. He's a different breed in the cruiser.
It's like, I'm on duty.
Literally sleep by my feet.
Love it. I'm on the clock, lady.
Yeah. Strictly business.
Strictly business. In the car. Gotta love dogs.
Oh, he's fine. You can pet him. Mm-mm.
to his nose on.
Yeah.
Might be nice, because then I can toss out puppy treats to the dogs that I see also.
Okay.
Ooh, I don't know. It might be a little hot.
That would be super. real
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
Especially if it was like.
We're barely, the parade hasn't started yet. Little miracles. They did well. For the 4 or 5 of them doing it, putting on that whole marathon and everything else, I give it to them. I'm hoping we can get some more people in the thing. Not a whole lot you do. But Marilyn and Brenda, they don't have a lot of that upper arm strength. Tommy's their table guy these days. Yeah, I was asking Strawberry Festival president that came in. I was like, so how bad was the loss on the beer? They went from 12,000 in sales last year down to 4,000 in sales this
I
year.
didn't realize they sold beer last year. Was last year their first year selling alcohol?
The Strawberry Fest?
Yeah. I think
Really?
they had it. Yeah. She said that's kind of their general source of income. Ooh. And so,
You know what, maybe, I may be, you might be right.
Right, I didn't
I don't know,
realize.
I don't know, that's good. I mean,
how hard's that one gonna be for us to fix up? Just kind of enforcing, I mean, are we gonna be able to say like, hey, patio for cups or?
well, I think the answer is limited to the area you sell it in is it, under the
Yeah.
license, but then they use the door cups and go anywhere within the license, and then any of the liquor holders can do it that way.
So they could still go into the festivals with the door cups?
They can go into the festival, just, so here, it's easier, that you're a liquor license holder, he is, and I am.
Yeah.
You can't buy one from me and walk into your place or business or his. So if we're selling it here and we have them portion off a 12 by 12 area in front, that's their business now.
Yep.
Just can't carry it within there, but they can carry it outside, just not in another liquor. They couldn't go in the 101 and walk in night count with our beer, same. But anywhere else in the festival is open for all of them with the door cup then. Which to me makes a lot more sense. Like, you start limiting the other businesses, that they're not gonna support that, so. How much they lose, well, so a lot of it is,
2/3 of the revenue?
yeah, but it was
Did they say
weather.
when, was last year their first year selling alcohol?
I don't know, I just asked how sales were last year and how they
I
were
just
this
don't
year.
remember them.
Well,
saying that.
weather was terrible, attendance was way down, and then the difference of beers is $4 or $5 to $8 to $9.
And so, yeah, I don't know if
Get
we
back.
could even, so instead of going with like the, hey, keep the door cups to patios for the day or weekend, you know, that's probably not possible.
What's that?
Like
Only by
door cups.
suspending the door, but,
You'd have to suspend the entire door. You couldn't just
Okay.
change the valves.
Okay.
but the problem you're gonna have there is that,
Temporary time period, set, just suspend it for like that weekend? Is that possible?
yeah, but now you're pissing off all the other part, the ones that are part of the door. What's the sense of doing the door if you're gonna eliminate it during the
I
event?
mean, if you keep the door and you eliminate the festival though, what's the point in the first place? You know, if you take
Well-
away $8,000 from kind of a expected income.
It doesn't keep them from participating in the door.
I get you. Well, so just allowing
So
the beer
festival-
in and
fest-
cutting the
The
beer?
festival becomes like a participant in the Dora instead of being the only one, I guess is the way that.
So their liquor's down not because of the Dora, because that wasn't affected by it, except for those few hours. And we could go ask the others that sold 10 or 12 drinks. My opinion, it was largely affected by should say, by weather. And probably cost. I heard a lot of people complain about the cost, but weather, just because of the rain, kept the attendance way down. I think that's probably more. the people affected by this year saying with the 101, Mad Cow,
Most
Frank
days,
Eagles.
pretty full.
What's that?
It seemed pretty full most of the days over there, so. I was so happy they moved the Cobra just line though. I slept wonderfully. I was like, just waiting for the. It's like, where are they at? I can hear them down the street. Oh. So it was nice that changed from where. But yeah, that one I heard was mostly kind of hit by that rain there also. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll accept a motion to enter back into our regular.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and opposed, none. All right. So we'll give you a little bit of an update. We did get information from 6 out of 8 members. We included Josh in the list. We have information from 6 people. And I'll tell you a little bit, the confusing part is if someone wants to put forward a number, or someone wants to put forward a percentage, which way should we go with that? There's a confusion on which way to go. So here's what we intend to do is we have the numbers and we are going to come back at the next meeting with proposals so that we can start this process. The question that we may have legally is, do we have enough time to do that? I think we do, because these numbers, whatever these are going to be, have to be determined before people pull their petitions, correct? So I think we have a little bit of time to do at least another meeting that we can come back with a proposal and then move forward with something. You agree, or do you need to look into that? And we have time.
You're saying as in like move forward in August?
Yes.
Yeah. Petitions get pulled.
I think you pull in December.
So if we do August and went 3 readings, and even with 30 days, we're probably still good. But we don't have any more time, obviously, but we needed to get the information. So we'll work on that. All right. Moving on to new business. First item, donation money. London Rotary, $250 for the police, $250 for the fire. We just need a motion to take that to council.
Have to be 2 separate. Unfortunately, these all have to be separate.
Okay. I'll move to take the $250 donation to the police from the London Rotary. I'll move that we take that to council.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Further discussion.
Aye.
All in favor? Favor? Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Greg will do that. Greg will sponsor. I will then move that we take to council a motion to accept the $250 donation from the Rotary to the fire department.
Second.
And we have a second. Is there further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and opposed, none. I'll do that also. The donation money,
No emergencies on the donation money. Is that a safe assumption?
donation money for from the Cobra Group, $7,500 for the police department, $7,500 for the fire department. Oh, do you want to volunteer to make a motion?
I will. And this one needs to be separate as well. So 2 separate motions. So I will move that we take the Cobra donation of $7,500 and allocate that to the police department.
Right, I'll second that. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 And opposed? None. Lisa,
Hey, I'll move that we also donate the $7,500 from the Cobras to the fire department.
that's right, reappropriate the money for the fire department. I'll second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none. It's a good thing Shannon can type.
Yep. We're good.
Trying to beat.
Still can't.
trying to
I
beat
don't
the
know
time.
how she does it, but.
All right, we have a motion and a second. No further discussion. All in favor of the $7,500 reappropriating that for the fire department? All in favor? Aye. And opposed? All right. Then we have another donation from a London resident, $410. What an odd number.
Yes.
Was that to cover a certain number of fans or?
No. No, she just
$410.
Maybe she just likes the number?
wanted to donate the money.
Right.
Very nice, yeah.
That caused quite a bit of heartburn. We had to go through our billing company and make sure that she wasn't. Basically what happened was we ran on her. She refused treatment and transport. We can't bill if we don't transport them. So had to go. I actually met her, and she called the office to say, yeah, this is legitimate. This is not a bill or anything like that. So I'm not sure why it was $410, but it's what it is.
We did a fundraiser, Lions did for a young lady. And a lady walked in and she got her checkbook out and she had $733 in her checkbook and she wrote a check for $720. She said, I don't want to drain it completely. It's like, wow. I mean, it's just amazing that you would do that. So sometimes people do really cool things. All right. So we got who wants to sponsor that? Your turn?
No, it's your turn.
My turn?
I'm typing.
All right. Okay, well, I will move that we take or we accept the donation of $410 and reappropriate that for the fire department. I have a motion. How about a second?
I'll second.
Oh, we have a
Sorry,
second.
sorry. I was reading.
She's looking at you. I mean, she could have at least seconded. I think she already had you written
I've already
down.
typed it.
All right, all in favor? Aye and opposed, none. Next, Greg is going to sponsor that. Next, we have Morpsey, $2,700 reimbursed salaries for the intern.
I'm sure you guys have seen posts that, alongside with Morpsey in the city, we have an intern, who is paid out of the rec part-time salaries. So we got the check, we've already started paying her, so just to reimburse the salary line to the $2,700.
Did we do that last year? Did we have to reimburse last year?
We had Nico here for an intern, I think it was the same way, but he was under the street department.
So we got a check from Morpsey for that 2,700. We just need to reimburse that to the rec side.
Yep.
That mean you're sponsoring that since you're on top of it?
I'll motion
I'll second.
this motion is to reimburse that line item, right?
Recreation part-time salaries line.
So second, Gary 3-0, S&T response.
He doesn't need it as emergency, does he?
I don't think so.
Did you put me down for a second?
I said I had Lisa second.
All right, Lisa, you seconded
I did.
that. And all in favor to make it official?
Aye.
Very good. Thank you. Next, we talked about this briefly before, fire reallocate appropriations in the amount of $2,622.
I think the cleanest way to do this is probably decrease appropriations, the specific dollar figure from your capital, and then increase appropriations for a different purpose. When legislation's passed for a very specific purpose, for a very specific dollar figure, you can't spend that money on anything else.
So the line item that has to decrease appropriations was from fire capital.
Fire capital equipment lease and purchase.
Okay, motion to decrease in appropriations from fire and capital purchase, equipment lease and purchase in the amount of $2,622. Is there a sense on that?
So that's a motion
Second.
and a second. We're all clear on that. Tommy, are you clear on what we're doing here?
Gotcha.
You know, if you want to jump in and sponsor something, we'll let you. I mean, you're hearing the discussion as much as we are.
Top of it, you know?
We have a motion and a second. Was there any further discussion? Is the law director clear on all of this? All right. Are we doing this correctly?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to need to make sure. All right, all in favor of the motion and the second as presented? Aye. Opposed?
And then we need to increase appropriations to what line?
The same line.
The same
Can I
line.
get a sponsor on the other one?
Shannon,
Shannon?
we need the emergency on that one? Are we trying to spend money quickly?
Probably ought to do an emergency.
Are you good with that, Shannon? You're the sponsor.
Do a motion to increase appropriations, the amount of $2,622 to fire capital equipment lease and purchase.
Sounds like a motion to me. I'll
Second.
Lisa, whoever you decide to type in there. We both tried to. All right. So we have a motion and a second to reappropriate that money. Any further discussion? Everybody clear?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All
Two
right.
sponsor, two Shannon.
She's jumped right in. Thank you very much. 2025 audit. So
I need you guys listening ears, because.
let me turn this up.
This is, did you guys get the draft submitted to you guys? That was a terrible. She verified everybody's emails and such, and I'm not sure if you guys ever got it
I
yet.
don't recall seeing.
This is the very last few pages of the audit, which is the most important. It's not the most important, but it highlights the citations. So I wanted to go through that with you guys.
So that's different than this?
Yes, that's like the standard. Josh may have signed those last year, Greg, and if you want to take them with you and bring them back to me tomorrow, that's fine too. I asked if Monday or Tuesday would be fine to get them back to her, because it just finalized the very last day of June, so. The very last one, you have to select yes or no to waive, like they could come in and meet with us to discuss the audit if you guys wish for that to happen instead of me going over these things with you guys.
You know what? I think I did sign that last year.
Okay,
When
I know when the state came in,
that reminds me.
I invited more people to attend that one, so and was more in depth with, things that we needed to improve in.
I would like to look at that.
Yeah, you're fine. And I'm here all day if you want to take it home and bring it back, or I can email you those copies and you can come in and sign them however you see fit. It's up to you. Okay, so the first packet, if you flip to, it says 87 at the back. It's our citations. And the first one is just material weakness financial statement presentation. So contract with Plattenberg, who's an auditing firm, and they prepare our financial gap statements. And there were essentially 3 invoices that were related to projects that the city did. And so when POs are entered, requisitions, there's all sorts of like timing aspects. So if the work or the billing period was done in a prior year, but the invoice was paid the preceding year, we have to document that differently. And so 3 invoices got missed because the signature date didn't pull from our financials. So what happened is like a police project, the work was done at the very end of 2024, if I get my years right, because this is 25 audit. And it just wasn't documented in a separate spreadsheet that we have to do manually in my office. So She worked with Ryan and Plattenberg and updated the financials to accurately represent those 3 invoices that got missed. It's really like a timing issue. If we get an invoice late in the project, the work period for that invoice was done the prior year. Do you guys have any questions on that? This has come up before. I think this was on that.
So the question isn't that the invoice wasn't paid, like it got missed.
It got paid, everything got paid. It just has to be documented in manually. We have to essentially look at all the invoices, and any invoices that was for a prior year work period, we have to put in a spreadsheet, and 3 got missed.
And is it just a spreadsheet saying that this was paid outside of its reporting or in the next reporting
In
period?
the next year, the next fiscal year.
And it doesn't really have anything to do with like your P&Ls or your balance sheets or anything like that?
No,
from the
everything's
actual year?
accounted for
Yeah.
appropriately. It just didn't, it ended up being an expense in the preceding year rather than when the work was actually done. And so we have a new plan, since it won't pull from our financial system. It's something we have to go in and look at every single invoice or project. So now we're just playing, right? It just makes you pay closer attention to our projects to make
Does it
sure
still have
we're,
to be done manually?
Yeah.
Or do you have something that's gonna locate these?
we don't, we're gonna have to go in and pull a detailed expense and say, and look at them closely and say what, or as invoices come in, I also thrown around the idea, do we highlight the work period or the billing period so that we catch it before it's paid and we know to put it on the spreadsheet. So that's an easy fix.
So when we say this client response will more closely monitor payables and ensure financial statements are accurate in the future. I mean, we're not talking significant funds here. I'm assuming we're not talking $1 million invoices or anything like that. Are these?
I would have to look at the invoices. I don't recall exactly. They were probably substantial because it was stormwater project and the police building, but it doesn't. So everything was still it wasn't like it didn't show on our financials. It's all on our financials. It just got missed. It's hard to explain because it just didn't get applied to the appropriate fiscal year. If that is a better way to
Does that
understand
mean
it.
it was like, if this was an expense line that carried over into 2025, even if the work was done in 2024, that the expenses from 2024 were underreported and overstated in 2025?
Essentially, because if we would have gotten the invoice at the end of in December, it would have been paid and it would have been a non-issue. Like it was paid and the work was done in that year, but it fell in where we paid it in January, but the work period for it was last year. The second one, it has to do with our health insurance. So there's a report they're supposed to provide, and they're unable to provide it. I have spoken with them. This was on last year's as well. They're doing some internal policy procedures and changes to hopefully get this report available in the very near future. It's just they didn't have it available again.
Is that something new to have that type 2 SOC?
No, because EMS, they have to provide the same report. It's anybody who has controls over essentially reporting and financially paying, like this one's our health insurance. So they pay providers and they essentially have access to writing checks and paying those providers and stuff. Which they still get tested. They still test every single check that's written, but they're unable to provide this specific report. And I've talked with BAC. They provide a letter. The last time they had an SOC1 report available was 2019. According to our auditors, they should only be able to have a bridge letter, like saying, hey, we don't have it, but we're working through some things. They like a 1-year maximum on it, but they've provided that to other entities that they do third-party administrator work for, and they've never had an audit comment. We're just lucky enough that we have an audit.
But this isn't something the city has control over.
Correct.
This is something
It's
that
all on BAC, yeah. And the third one is me, and I wanted to show you guys why and how I did what I did. So I know I've showed you guys this certificate from the county before, or that I have to submit to the county, because it has come up, why does the county have to approve our budget? So I used the citation is because I used the balance before encumbrances. They want the unencumbered balance. I used, it's not this exact report. I used this column of figures and they want this column of figures. And so the difference, the discrepancy that you'll see on this citation was exactly what was encumbered at the end of 2024. Now that I know that, I have since updated it, and that's what's coming on for this evening to get it accurate and make it right moving forward. And I too have done this report the same way for 6.5 years I've been here. So. Questions?
Okay, so recertifying an audited
Officer.
unencumbered
No.
fund balance.
Officers responded to the area.
That means that you properly certified an audited unencumbered fund balance, but you need to recertify it at the end of the year?
Yep.
So
I have to update these every time we change the budget. Every time you guys increase appropriations throughout the year, this needs to get updated with the county. But also when I started it for 2025, instead of me using the unencumbered, because the encumbrances can change. We can close POs and not spend all of that, which is another explanation. But so now I know I have to use unencumbered moving forward to start the year.
And so you had previously certified the unencumbered balances or the encumbered balance?
I did the encumbered balance. No, I did the actual balance before encumbrances. They want after encumbrances.
Done actual balance before encumbrances. They want.
I'll show you that.
Balance, and this is only at the year end or?
It would be, no, this would be on every report. This column doesn't change. I thought I printed the one that showed.
Well, how many times do you certify your balances to the county?
Well, I tried to do it quarterly because it's so frequent that I'd be sending them, I mean, we increase appropriations practically every finance meeting, so it would be very, very frequent. I mean, I'm happy to do it that frequently, but I think this proves that we need to spend the money in our budget and not come back for every little thing.
So it proves we need better budgeting up front. Put the money in there and
So what happened too, is as soon as I got this comment, I scheduled a meeting with our municipal advisors and I was like, okay, walk me through this, what I do. And she's like, you pulled this column instead of this column because she could see exactly every single encumbrance. You guys can see the discrepancy figures right here is exactly what was encumbered, 856. And then there's the 208. So that was the exact difference. It was a matter of pulling figures in this column instead of this. So I questioned our police project fund because when I corrected it for this year, we had money encumbered because we have no idea what invoices are coming. When January hits, you have no idea what you're going to have from the previous year. And if your dates don't align, then there's water auditor's warrants and such. And so I was like, if I use the unencumbered balance, then I'm going to show negative on the certificate of estimated resources because that's assuming we're going to spend every single penny that's encumbered, and that's not always the case. And so she walked me through changing my estimated revenue, assuming that the PO was gonna close, so that it now looks like I have enough. I do have enough money, but it didn't look that way because of what we had encumbered. Have I lost you guys?
Well, I mean, it's always confusing. I don't care how many times I sift through this. It's always confusing that in end of the year, there's money.
Yeah.
That then has to go someplace and it's like, well, we had it, well, then we don't.
Yeah.
It has to be reappropriated. So you think there's money, then there's not, then
Yeah.
it's over here again. It's like, what happened to it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always money left over.
And that's why I assumed doing the report that why would we use the money unencumbered? Because that's not guaranteed money. Like you may or may not spend every single penny that's encumbered because, somebody could round up on a requisition request and such. And so it just doesn't make it super, super accurate, but they want unencumbered and I will never forget it now. But super easy fix. Hopefully I didn't lose you guys or confuse you. Times fine.
So you'll only use encumbered balances, no?
Unencumbered.
Oh, okay.
To start,
Okay.
yeah.
Use unencumbered.
They're assuming everything we have encumbered, we're going to spend. So they assume that this is exactly what we have.
And they
to
said
start
that you
the
needed
next
to
year.
adjust your estimated revenues to offset if your negatives were gonna pop up.
Yeah, so I didn't have any negatives, but it's not in this, but she also said my revenues need to match the revenue budget. And I was like, okay, while we're on this path, should council be approving resolutions, legislation to approve revenue budget? She said 1000%. Never have. Asked Janelle, Pat, everybody, nobody, it's never ever been done. And so that's not an audit, like they didn't pull that. I've never, I don't know, whatever. Everybody tests differently. That's the point of having different.
Approve estimated revenues.
And so now we're down that path too, which is what I have next on the agenda.
Let's move right on. We don't have to do anything with this, right?
No, I was just sharing with you guys. I assumed you guys got the draft. Maybe you didn't. Maybe it will come your way shortly. I don't know.
7%. Let's get move on.
Shoot. Okay. So then that brings us to revenue budget and the certificate of estimated resources, which is what I think you guys have in the packet too. So the folded sheet is what I originally, it's already certified at the county. It's what I did wrong because it did not have the unencumbered balance because I'm fixing it now moving forward. The audit comments were for last year. So essentially, I'm going to need you guys to pass legislation to approve the wrong one and the amended one to correct it.
And this one is the corrected one.
Yes. Because it has not been sent to the county yet. I will do it after you guys authorize it and I'll send it to the
Wait, for
county.
20, you're talking about for 26.
Yes.
Because this one was.
This one is
submitted.
the original and it has the wrong because it has the, before the encumbrances, it has the wrong balance, the starting balance. This one is the amended one to reflect the unencumbered balance to start the funds with.
And this would have been submitted to the county auditor back in December of 25.
The original one was, yes. Yep.
All right, motion to, take.
No funds end in negative. They all match. The appropriations all match.
Motion to provide a certificate of estimated resources for the 2026 revenue budget from the city to the county.
I would just do
What do you want to call
motion
it?
to approve the original and amended certificate of estimated resources.
Can that be one
I
resolution?
probably should do a separate.
All right, motion to approve the 2026 revenue account budget as presented from the city to the county. Is that a resolution?
In its original
Oh,
form.
and that was a revenue account budget in its original form.
All right, I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second.
Yes, we do. Is there any further discussion on that? All in favor? Aye. And opposed?
You need an emergency.
I don't really think so. The damage is done.
All right, motion to approve the amended revenue account budget as has this been submitted to the county?
Okay, you keep saying revenue budget.
A revenue for the
The
2020
certificate, though, that's next.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna probably,
I'm looking at the wrong thing.
these two are the certificates for the county.
Oh,
This
okay.
is the original, this is the amended.
Okay. Got it. Certificate of amended estimated resource. Okay,
Yes.
so let me change what I motioned to approve then. Motion to approve 2026.
Sorry for the confusion.
Certificate of amended of estimated,
So
estimated resources.
that was on last year.
And so I'll do a motion to approve the amended
It's amended
This-
to be
yeah.
accurate.
2026 certificate of estimated resources. And did you say you submitted that yet or not?
No, this one has not been submitted to the county.
Amended 2026 certificate of sources.
I second it.
You know what? What do you guys think? By the time they only do their budget commission meetings once a month. So if we send it now without an emergency, it goes 3 readings plus their month. It doesn't
But they haven't
matter.
asked for
We
it.
may have another one in 2 more weeks if appropriations increase again. Doesn't matter to me. I just think about timing. By the time I would actually get it signed back, we're probably 3 months from now.
Put an emergency on the first one.
You did?
I did.
Oh, then I guess we'll have an emergency on the second one.
There we go. Okay, open to sponsor.
Do we accept that? Do we accept the emergency clause on that?
I think we do.
All right.
Who's sponsoring?
And
Both of them.
All right, for this second piece of legislation, the 2026 amended certificate, all in favor of that motion? Aye.
Okay, aye.
Right.
Okay, all right. And opposed? All right. So we've officially had a motion and a second, and we have voted and passed on both of those.
Right. And
All right,
then the revenue budget is what you need to know.
that's next.
Okay, revenue budget. This essentially matches what the original certificate was. And it's what I presented to you. I think I gave you guys this. It just never had gone all the way to council when we did budget. The only difference between the original and amended is the police project that would have been negative on my certificate because of the encumbrances last year. Now, how lost are you guys?
One more time.
There we go.
Okay,
Because the police project, if I use an unencumbered balance at the end of 2025, we had money like saved for POs, which is also the term for encumbered. We closed those POs and didn't use them all, which gave us more money to spend, but we're not actually had to amend the revenue to reflect that the POs getting closed rather than it actually being revenue. But it allows us to show what we actually have to spend.
So the original number was $5,025,000.
Yes.
And the new amended numbers, $5,491,591.74.
Yes, because the POs that were closed added on to the grant money. That $5,025,000 is exactly what the grant dollars were.
That's what that was. And everything else matches up.
Yes, that is the only change on the estimated revenues. And I had to change it in the budget or else my amended certificate wouldn't match. It's just. I learned a lot. in my studies.
I'm sorry, what line item did you say it was before I start flying?
The police project fund.
Capital improvements,
Police project.
312.
Looking for it. There it is.
The original one was 5,025,000. And this is just showing the difference of what was encumbered at the end of the year to allow for that expense.
I feel like I'm following what you're saying.
I know,
Don't
I
you
said-
Explain it.
I told Amanda, I was like, she's like, if they understand, and I was like, that's the hard, it's just hard to reiterate it and explain, but if you guys would prefer to have a meeting with them or whatnot, please let me know, and then.
So, we didn't approve a revenue account budget.
Correct,
So we
which
don't need to approve an
Nope.
original because we never did one, right?
I think to get us whole, we just do the original and amended. Because when she said the appropriations have to match the revenue budget, and I said, is council supposed to be approving revenue budget? And she said, yes.
All right, well, I'll do. All right, so this is the 22 revenue account budget, and that would have been done in December?
26.
Of 25, right? Okay. So I'll do a motion to approve the original revenue account budget for 2026 as submitted in 2025.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Otherwise, is there further discussion? We probably need to, the bouncing ball. This did this and this did that. Thanks for as much explanation as you've
No,
given.
sorry. If you guys think of any questions when you're laying in bed at 11:30 at night, I'm like, wait a minute. Doesn't make sense. Feel free to call or email, or we can always set up a meeting too if you guys have further questions or.
All right, is there further discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Tommy, do you follow along? This is good, because this is not easy to follow along.
And it's a domino effect. Like this one can't be without this one, and this has to match this, and it's,
But
at the end of the year, we should have-
That's what I've been wanting to see actually is, just all the different revenue.
But at the end of the year, we'll have to approve a budget moving forward.
yes. Yep, we'll do expense. I think you guys get expense revenue. We just never done.
I mean, we approved the budget, just not
Yes.
the revenue component of it separately. All right. And
It's
then
on
there
there.
was
But that's changing
police
now.
building grant is the line item that was specifically the one that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
312, once
All
again.
right, police. To show actual versus encumbered.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do the motion to approve the amended 2026 revenue account budget. And I have notes in here that it was specifically Fund 312. That was the one that was at variance, the only variance.
Yep.
All right, I'll second that. Any further discussion? No? All right. Cal, comments? Are you following the bouncing ball too?
As well as I can.
All right,
Shannon, are you sponsoring both of them? too?
Sure. This is definitely Kenna's thing.
it's definitely what?
Kenna's thing.
Yep. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Well, it sounds like we had to go emergency
Yeah.
before.
The actual revenue doesn't have to go to the county though, that it just stays here, so. It's up to you guys. We've been functioning that way the whole year. It's
For as long as
It's been in
anyone,
all the budget reports for this year is exactly.
as
what
long
it's
as anyone
right
can
now.
remember too.
Did you say emergency or no?
I wrote it down. There we go.
All right, next I see cybersecurity policy. Steve, do you have insight on this one?
Yep, so the cybersecurity policy is meet the requirements set forth by what was Senate Bill 9.64 now is, or it's 9.6. Now it's ORC 9.64 and 149.433. But it is, sets forth the requirements for the cybersecurity program and incident reporting. The key issues, you should have copies. Defines what the incident is. It sets up that we follow the cybersecurity framework. So this is pretty much a standard set by the state. So it adopts the NIST, National Institute to the standards and
Did
training.
you email this?
That in
I
this-
think it was in the finance email. Was it not?
Yeah, it should be in here.
I did not print it, but I think it was in the.
Scroll down and find out.
There it is. All right. 9.64.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so part of it, we will adopt the NIST cybersecurity framework, which is pretty much a standard across the state, to make sure that we're identifying, protecting, detecting, respond, and recover. It sets all the standards of what the requirements are. So the state law set the requirements, basically said, hey, you have to meet these core objectives. We can meet them different ways. So under F, you're establishing me as the program administrator. So there are a couple parts in here I'll define a little bit that says what your responsibility is. And you're giving me that responsibility to act on your behalf largely for maintaining it. But the other is under G and notifications. So under G, the notifications require you, city council, to notify the Department of Homeland Security within 7 days and the auditor within 30 days. That's just, you're just giving me that authority and responsibility to act on your behalf.
That was under G.
Think, or I had the wrong one. I have like 5.
I think it's I.
All right. Oh, it is, I do.
Meeting the reporting threshold, yeah.
And then there are, now I'm not sure what section it is under. So one of the requirements is I think it's under notifications. I'm looking here. Do you see something about ransomware?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, under the ransomware, there's one section. So Greg, when we talked about this last time, this is what was missing. The ransom payment, the specific language. So under that, no employee shall negotiate or pay ransom. The city shall not, and this comes directly out of the ORC, pay or otherwise comply with a ransom demand unless the council formally approves the payment in compliance with the ransom demand, the resolution or ordinance specifically stating why. So that's part, why the compliance and that it's in the best interest of the subdivision. So we took that specifically. The last time we tried to do this, that language was missing. And we went back and added exactly how it was. So not that you can't pay ransom, but they strongly discourage it. And if you do, you have to do in a public meeting, not an executive session. The law states specifically it has to state those issues.
Although I could very well foresee if our legal counsel said, well, I think we should pay this, that we would have to have an emergency council meeting. I mean, you would think there would be a time constraint there. We couldn't wait till the next meeting, which could be 2 weeks away.
Yeah, you can do it. It just has to be in a public meeting. You can't do an executive session. The whole idea is it's upfront. They highly discourage the ransomware payments is what it is. So
We're out of time.
People are dragging
we
this.
are-
Make me play
the
it.
other part is there's about cybersecurity training. So we're pushing forward with our current vendor.
I'm not sure.
Um,
There's one right here.
That requires new hires, and then at least annually we're doing training. We're going to try to address it more than that. I've had difficulty, is that a nice way of putting it, to getting our current provider to get us that training. When both police and sanitation are done, our current contract is expired with TSC. We'll be doing an RFP to get that. I mean, we have to put it out again, and we'll be addressing the cybersecurity training in there. So this, I had concerns of some of the language before. I think we've worded it in a way that we don't. So one of the issues is there's certain things that don't have to be public. And I think we found a way that can be worded that helps prevent any concerns of something being inappropriately released or so. This was put together and actually reviewed by our management company too. It should be in the right format, and then if and when approved, then it will be updated, put in the actual policy procedure manual. I am asking that we pass this as emergency. This should have been done by January, but we've been struggling to get things.
Okay.
And at this point, have we looked, do we have cybersecurity insurance?
We do.
The amount of,
We just met with them today. I didn't
I
ask.
know.
So I called him that day. You and I talked months ago about the building.
Yeah.
And we did have both coverages, and I forget what it is. We just-
I mean, you don't have to put that out publicly.
Yeah, let's write this number down.
But I mean, just, I know that it exists. I know that large corporations have it for a reason. Whether or not they pay it or not.
Well, the insurance also pays for the effects of, right? Not just the ransomware, it'll pay for the effects of.
Right. And the repairing of your systems and getting your data back, and there's a lot of things involved with that. All right, well, guess what, Lisa? I'm nominating you to do this because I've got the next one for sure. So, you can sponsor this one.
She's the PPM lady.
Yes, yes, we're gonna have some parts per million and,
Oh, you're gonna get that one too.
Well, this is the part of the PPM, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, this is,
The cybersecurity.
Yeah, this is actually
okay.
section 6.
6.11, I thought. I just.
Well,
looked-
then I guess you're the
6.11.
PPM, huh?
if you say so. You're the chairman of the committee, so
Well,
we listen.
No, we need a motion. I do believe.
Do I say I move that we amend or create a cybersecurity
It's
policy?
updating it.
Just
Update
update it.
it, to match.
So
what
this is a complete cybersecurity program policy and ransomware. It's
It's new.
No, it's new, yeah, okay.
New state recommended.
To update
Policy.
the PPM to include section 6.11.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not state recommended, it's required by law. Correct, yeah. And you will see things coming down the road, like we hopefully soon we'll start seeing other things happen to meet and improve our cybersecurity and our everyday security policies of computers.
Feeling kind of sad, nobody seconded.
We have a motion,
Did you make
right?
the motion to
Yes.
update the PPM
Yes.
to include section 6.11 regarding the
Yes,
cybersecurity policy? I seconded that
exactly.
motion.
Okay.
Took the words right out of your mouth.
Yes. I made it a little shorter.
All right, we have a motion. I'll second if nobody else
I already
did.
seconded it.
Okay,
Got you
okay.
covered, man.
I'm just making sure. We're all laughing about it. I just want to make sure. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion about this?
No, sir.
Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
Lisa's sponsoring. All right. Thanks.
All right, next. Madam Law Director, did you get a chance to look over that language they sent over today?
I saw that it came through. I have not reviewed every single line of it, no. Now, it is what they originally sent. I believe it's what they originally sent back in March, just with some dates updated based on the timeline that we've had now.
So we can go back and forth and say, we think we did things correctly, but there was still questions about whether or not, what the process was supposed to be. No ifs, ands, or buts. I think there was discussions because I think we now learned I'm going to let her correct me. 'Cause I think she's going to. We've now learned that this was supposed to be two pieces, although they were intertwined. And there was an assumption that we did both things at once, when I think that we didn't know to do both things, that we thought we had to have an application and we had to agree that this was proper. And then the second piece is we have to allow them to bring that piece into the NCA. Is that correct?
So the two pieces, one is finding the application sufficient. The second is actually approving the addition of the property to the NCA. Yes, so those are the two separate pieces.
So we did not do the second piece. And I will submit this. The only experts about this are the ones that are sending us the emails, because they do this all the time. And this is our first rodeo on this. So, they got a little contentious there for a bit. But we do have the second piece of legislation that we need to take forward. In my estimation, we've done what we're supposed to do. We had public hearings, correct?
Yes.
And we've already covered the basis on that. We just need to bring this to council so that it can move forward. And so I've agreed to sponsor that piece as an emergency so that this can be done.
And I will say today, I actually listened to the finance meeting, back when the first piece was voted on to go to council, just to kind of understand because after Shane and I spoke this morning of understanding what actually transpired in that meeting of what was supposed to come out. And I think there was like 20 minutes of discussion on the NCA and related things, lots of discussion. And then it just kind of ended with a vote to send it to council. And I don't think there was a clarification of what the motion was actually for. And I think that's where a lot of the confusion's for. So instead of a motion of like specifically what was being sent, it was just kind of a generalized one. So I think people might have left that day thinking we took over everything, but there was definitely not a vote to send two different pieces. And so specifically what needs to be moved now is to send it to council to approve the application.
To approve the previously approved application.
So previously the application was found sufficient. Now it's to actually
approve the
approve.
application, and this is to add the Madison Reserve properties to what is the name of the new community authority? I can't remember.
The London Gateway New Community Authority.
Add them to the London Gateway NCA. I'll second.
All right. Is there any further discussion about this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then there is the request for the emergency.
Emergency, and we'll have to talk about suspension, because I know they want to get this passed before August.
So, Tommy, if you're not familiar, they can't sell land. Well, they can, but they would have to go back and put an addendum on anything they sell to indicate that there's going to be 10 mills of property tax. And if this is all approved and it's put in the NCA, then they have to put that in up front when they sell a piece of property. So it's disclosed. It may be in 87 pages and it may be overlooked somewhat, but it'll be there. So I think that's what their hurry is, because they probably intend to sell sooner than later. All right, so that's done. The next piece is not anything for true action tonight: policies, procedures, background checks. So it was actually brought up by Jeremiah Campana, who has communicated with the law director and questioned why we have our policies, procedures, that we don't have mandatory background checks. And I brought it up because I think it makes sense. We're far enough along in the 21st century now that we should have background checks. I mean, we don't know if we're going to hire someone that, or if the rec department, do we have to have a background check? What if we hire a pedophile there? Wouldn't that be awful? I mean, or someone who has a criminal record that may or may not be disclosed if we're not doing a background check. I mean, people forget things or ignore things. And so that's just the discussion. Do we think that the city should move forward and try to look at that and be a little bit more specific?
Was that for all city employees?
So right now, my understanding, and Steve can correct me if I'm wrong, is that certain departments like police and fire obviously have the complete criminal background checks, but It's up to each department and how they choose to go through with their hiring procedures. So it's not a required thing that each department has to use it. And so not every single
Police
employee.
and fire both do criminal background, BCI, FBI checks
Yes.
through the sheriff's office. To my knowledge, none
But
of
our-
the others have done it since.
But our hiring procedures don't require every single department to do that.
And Jeremiah started this because of Eve, didn't he? Because he
I
has
don't
reached
know.
out.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
And somehow
didn't
he
disclose that
missed
with
the
me.
entire discussion. when Brittany came and spoke in
Oh.
front of council on it. He missed it until, I'm assuming he talked to her or Brent or something. Then he came forward again wanting answers and.
I will share that I am in the process and have been looking at it since one of the things I wanted to do at the very beginning is just where is that on the list of priorities. I did meet with the chief similar from the sheriff's office because they have a system. And what happened, long story short, is I got sent a questionnaire from somebody who's applying for a job there. So they have a formal process through a vendor that sends it out. So I'm more interested or became interested, I should say, because you know, we're already short people. We are plenty of things going on, both police, fire, the others. This does a personal questionnaire, the PHQ, where it's sent out automatically. Then when it comes back, they do some automatic follow-ups. It's a company called Guardian. I talked to both the chiefs, mentioned it to Bill. So I plan to meet with all the department heads about doing it, but there's a cost. They'll even do optional things like social media scrubs and things like that. I do not think it does criminal history check. So I think the criminal history check has to go through like we do now is it's sent, they're sent to the sheriff's office and do the criminal history check and then bring it back after it's done.
And is that just a local check?
No, that's a BCI, FBI check, yeah. So I think that like there may be a local check with it. I'm not sure if it is or not, but it does anything through BCI, FBI, I think.
And that is for the criminal.
So that's a
part,
fingerprint
not-
check. Yeah, for crime.
Not the part that,
No, he wants criminal checks, so I think is what he's implying, yeah. So the background check on the other part would be what's done by the other person. The same thing with a driving abstract. I don't think that's done by this other company. I have not got it set up yet for them to do that, so. There's a cost involved with both of those additionally. Chief and I talked about driver's abstract, because realistically, anybody that drives a vehicle should be checked annually anyway. So we're looking into getting a B&B. When I was at Columbus, we had our own background, had their own check for B&B, and we were billed directly for that. We didn't have the same access as law enforcement. It's not the same leads access, but you could run the abstracts on it. So I'm going to look a little bit harder into that also. But there's multiple parts to that, so.
Well, I think it makes sense that you should have your background or at least your driver's abstracts. You don't know if somebody goes out and does something and, you know, the insurance company will find it eventually, you know, and they'll let you know because the rates will go up.
Yeah.
Or, you know, think about even in the tax office or Kenna's office, somebody handling money, you know, if you found somebody that had some type of a background where that was a problem, and maybe it's not just a criminal, maybe they were able to get out of something, but you know, there was an allegation, you wouldn't really want to hire that person. So I don't know. I think it was a good discussion to have. And I think you said you're actually moving forward and you want to.
I wouldn't want to apply. We're anywhere close to being done with it, but I did meet with the sheriff. I met with his sergeant, does investigations, not the sheriff, the chief. I got the information. I've looked them up. My next step is whether it's an online or actual visit with them to share what their capabilities are and go from there. So.
I mean, just going through the whole process of having a background check doesn't necessarily result in the exclusion or the non-offering of an employment opportunity.
Right.
It just encourages full disclosure, right?
Yeah. Well, and I
You're
think
gonna get found out,
I
right?
think what, you know, the benefit of those like this, I think it's called Guardian, is they provide a written report. So you've got a format, things are consistent, and so you can also see if things appear to be missing.
Does our prosecutor's office require a background check?
In the prosecutor's office itself, to
Yeah,
work.
before you got hired, did you have to do a background check?
Before, no.
Most don't.
I-
Maureen has to do a background check for Franklin County prosecutor.
I think I know I eventually had to do a like fingerprinting, but I think that was for my leads access, once I was already hired.
I mean, we had to get our background check to sit for bar. And so, I mean, this would have just been,
Yeah.
a
I knew there was not a check before I was actually hired. But there was one once I was there for my leads access. I know that.
And if
I
you
think-
pass it for leads access, where you can be removed of your employment.
It's a good question.
See, on the police side, that they can run the CCH, so they can run the criminal history check through Leeds or Oleg.
Mhm.
Legally, we can't run anybody else in the city through their system. So theirs won't see a cost increase, everywhere else will for them. They're just not allowed to run other city. But they can only run that because of CGIS stuff and law enforcement. So they can't run. I think years ago they probably did, but they can't run the others. But no, it is a process. Hope, I don't know how, well, I may have something next meeting to report on, honestly. Just depending on how much information I get back from.
All right. All right, let's talk about the next meeting. I said earlier, I'm going to be on vacation, and actually my vacation starts the day that we would schedule, which is August 10th, which you can still have a meeting.
That's my birthday.
I won't be here. So do we want to move that meeting then?
Probably, because I don't want to have it on my birthday and run it if you're not here.
I want to be here by myself.
Well, you wouldn't have a quorum.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a quorum, so it wouldn't matter. All right, so if we don't want to do August 10th, and we think that, do we want to line up with the other meetings for a night?
When are you back? Because that would usually be the 11th, wouldn't it, that they meet? When are they?
I think I'm going to the 10th through the 15th that week.
So.
Yeah, the other meeting are on the 11th.
Council will be on the 6th and the 20th. Do we know when the other committees are meeting? When's your next?
Said the 11th.
Safety on 11th, I think that's what I have down.
And what's that? what-
Safety and service.
Same for public service.
You guys do it the 7th. I'm not coming, but you could do it the 7th.
On a Friday?
So I said I'm not coming.
Means you're not asking for anything.
Which I know, well, see, if anything comes out of it from those other committees, can we move it to the 17th?
We could, it's going to cut down because we're going to meet on the 20th at council, so that'll make things tough for Raquel to get things put
Anything that would-
together.
That means it
Miss
would go
the-
to September. Yeah.
The third.
No, that's month end day. There's no way I can month end and review all the reports and
Well, we could do the 17th.
you guys-
It just means it wouldn't be on the
I
agenda
wouldn't be
until,
able to discuss the month.
till September 3rd.
For a bunch,
Yeah.
but I could have it done.
Well, we don't know of anything other than.
When are you on vacation, Greg?
The 10th through that week.
Yeah.
Seventeenth. Then we won't take anything immediately to council. So August 17th, 5:30.
Before adjourn, I was gonna ask if possible to maybe discuss the rescinding of the 0.5% tax credit at the next meeting.
You can discuss it. I'm 1000% against it.
Want to take it away? Or give it back, I mean?
No, we need to recoup some funds from the police department project and see our tax revenues actually down from this time last year. I think there is no way that should be on the table at this point.
But
We can talk about that
We can
next
talk
month.
about it,
That's
But
all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Yep.
It can be a belated.
I don't want
birthday
anything
celebration.
longer right now. I'm just asking. I was just asking to be put on. Yeah.
we can discuss it, but that's just my opinion.
That's all
on
right.
it.
Are you gonna have some data? You gonna have more information?
Yep.
Well, look, we can add it to the agenda.
Someone to present.
You can add it to the agenda. I don't know that it'll go anywhere.
How it goes.
We keep having discussions, but can we add that to the agenda? Will you please add that as a new business
I don't
item?
know, that's it. You might want to do the agendas.
No,
I heard that.
you know, I hear a lot of things. I hear.
Nothing
You
nice.
can have it now. Actually, Amy Reese used to be the one to create all the finance agendas. Up until I was here for like a year and a half, but she did them all before me for years.
All right, so August 17th it is, meetings. All right. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved, seconded and done. 7:20 PM, we are adjourned.
Do you want to bring those documents to you tomorrow? You want to take them with